Hey guys, the Horror Man back with my ranking of the Hatchet series. So I wasn't planning on doing another ranking video so soon, since I just did my ranking of the Star Wars saga yesterday. But I had the day off, and I wanted to watch Victor Crowley, since I hadn't yet seen it. But with the free time I had, I figured, why not revisit the other three Hatchet films as well? So I watched them in order, the way they were meant to be seen. My wife had only seen the first film, so watching part 2 and 3 were new for her, and of course, so was Victor Crowley. So while they're fresh in my mind, here's my ranking of the Hatchet series from my least favorite to favorite. Coming in 4th place is Hatchet 3. Now I have to say, this was a very difficult series for me to rank, because I love all 4 films. I was actually going back and forth between this one and another film in the series for the last place spot, and it was tough, but in the end, I decided on Hatchet 3. Nothing really against this one, as I said I love all 4 films, but I do tend to like the other 3 just a bit more than this. And I really don't know why. I mean, it has great gore in this one, a great cast. You know, you have Zach Galligan. It's always fun to see him in roles. Caroline Williams, who you probably know as Stretch from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Derek Mears is also in this. He plays Jason in the Friday the 13th remake. So all that stuff is cool. This also has that fantastic cameo. I don't want to give anything away because it's a pretty neat surprise. So yeah, I love that scene. If you've seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. Just this quick cameo scene. It's awesome. So that almost gave this a slight edge over my 3rd place pick. But, you know, I went back and forth, as I said, and in the end, I decided that I do like the other films slightly more than this one. So, in last place, Hatchet 3. Coming in 3rd place is Hatchet 2. It's all about the gore in this one. It probably has the best kill scenes in the series overall, in my opinion. This one also has Danielle Harris taking over the role of Mary Beth, and that's awesome because she's my favorite Scream Queen, so I love seeing her in things. Tony Todd also has a bigger role in this one than he did in the original Hatchet film, so that's cool as well. Ari Mihailov, who plays Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, has a pretty big role in this, and Lloyd Kaufman also makes a cameo. But what really did it is the gore, that brutal ending. You know, that's what gave this one the edge over Hatchet 3, in my opinion. I was going back and forth between Hatchet 2 and Hatchet 3 for the 3rd and 4th, places in my ranking, and it's just the brutal ending that gave this one the slight edge. You know, it's brutal, it's over the top, it's gory, it's awesome. Hatchet 2, 3rd place. In 2nd place, Victor Crowley, or I guess you could call it Hatchet 4. This movie was a blast. I had so much fun watching this one. It was funny, it was gory, it was just over the top, everything you'd expect from a Hatchet film. Now, I heard mixed things on this one. I heard a lot of great reviews, but I also heard some people saying that they overdid it with the humor in this one, that it was just too silly and too over the top. I didn't find that to be the case at all, actually. You know, in fact, I really enjoyed the delivery of the humor in this one. The comedic moments worked for me. And not for nothing, but all the Hatchet films are funny, so this was no different than the rest of them. It was cool seeing Felissa Rose in this role. You know, you probably know her as Angela from Sleepaway Camp. It was also cool seeing Brian Quinn, or Q from Impractical Jokers, actually acting in a role. I'm a big Impractical Jokers fan, so seeing him act was definitely interesting, and I'm glad it wasn't just a quick cameo, which is what I expected. He actually had a pretty big role in this, so that was awesome as well. I really loved the airplane setting. It was very claustrophobic. It worked. Again, just a fun movie. This is probably the best paced movie in the series, and they're all pretty good with the pacing. I mean, they're all under 90 minutes, so everything pretty much starts up fast, and it goes pretty fast throughout the entirety of the films. But this one definitely had the best pacing in my opinion. So 2nd place is Victor Crowley because my number 1 pick is the best in the series. And my number 1 pick and favorite film in the Hatchet series is Hatchet. It's the original. It's the one that started it all. This movie came out in 2006, and I remember watching it then and being very impressed with how well it got that 80s slasher vibe. You know, it's a straight-up slasher film, a straight-up splatter film. you can tell Adam Green is a horror fan. You know, you can tell he's a slasher fan, and he knew what he was doing. He definitely paid homage to so many classics, and you know, he really did a justice for the slasher fans. And it was just incredible. You know, I love the setting, I love the characters. We have a great killer in Victor Crowley, played by, of course, the great Kane Hodder. I mean, the movie starts with, you know, Robert Englund, so to see that horror icon to start the film was a nice touch. You know, I also love the character of Ben. Ben is such an awesome character. You almost have, you know, a female lead and a male lead in this one, which isn't really typical for a horror film. You know, you typically either have like the last female survivor, or I guess the last male survivor if you're watching a movie such as Evil Dead. But, you know, for the most part, you kind of have that final girl. And in this one, it's kind of Ben's story, you know, for the most part. So it's pretty cool having a male lead in a horror movie. You know, as a man, I can definitely relate more when there's a male lead. It's probably why my favorite horror films are The Evil Dead and Phantasm, since you know, they feature male leads. But you know, it's just an awesome film, as I said. Great gore, great kill scenes. I love the face ripping scene. You know, ripping the head in half. You know, he grabs the jaw and then the top of the head and just pulls. That's an awesome scene. You know, the neck breaking, twisting scene, whatever you want to call it. Another one, just over the top. It's a blast. Hatchet, the best film for me in the Hatchet series. So there you have it, guys. My ranking of the Hatchet series. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll be back soon with some more. Until then, comment below, let me know how you'd rank the series, or if you feel up to it, post a video response. I'd love to check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.